Lufkin Early College High School students. Today we're going to be talking about TSI testing for our class of 2024, or our 9th grade students. Our 9th grade students will be taking their first TSI test on October 6th, 7th, and 8th. If you're a freshman who's new to our campus, you may be wondering, what is the TSI test? The TSI test is a college placement test. So it basically is going to test whether or not you're ready to take college classes. There are 3 different portions that are taken typically separately: the reading, the writing, and the mathematics portion. During the October 6th through 8th test, freshmen will only be taking the writing portion. And really for freshmen, the writing portion is the only portion that they need to have passed to take their speech and learning frameworks classes in the spring. The TSI writing has 20 questions. You may receive some more questions if you go to the diagnostic test, and it's also going to have a 5-paragraph persuasive essay that you need to write. That 5-paragraph persuasive essay should be between 300 and 600 words, but we've noticed that the more you write, the better your score usually is. So try to make your essay more like 500 words instead of 300. You may be wondering, when are you going to take this test during the day? So if you are an in-person student, then you will be taking the test starting on October 6th. You will report to your world geography class that day. Your teacher's going to take your attendance, and then you're going to come to the Lufkin High School Library for us to begin your TSI test. The TSI test is administered all on the computer, and so you'll sit down at a computer and we'll get you ready to go. If you don't finish that day, you'll have the entire class period, but if you're unable to finish that day, it's no problem. You'll come back on October 7th to finish your test. Again, on October 7th, you're going to report to your world geography teacher. They'll take attendance, and then you're going to come to the library, and we'll dismiss you from lunch in the library. If you still haven't finished, then October 8th will allow you to test as well. October 8th is also going to be makeup testing, but that won't be through your world geography class. That will be through either first, second, or third period. If you're an accommodated tester who gets the accommodation of testing in small group, then you're going to probably be testing first period on October 6th and 7th. If you're an LVLA student, so we've already talked about our in-person students, now let's talk about our LVLA student. If you're LVLA or virtual, what you are going to do is you're going to need to fill out a form to show us that you want to take the TSI test. It is going to be an in-person test, so it will not be administered online. And that test is going to be offered Saturday, October 10th at 9 a.m. If you're interested in taking the TSI on Saturday, October 10th at 9 a.m., please go to the following Google form, and you should be able to complete it, and we'll register you to take that test. Again, this testing is in person in the Lufkin High School Library. It's optional, but you will have to pass the TSI writing before January in order to be able to enter dual credit classes. Students will not be allowed to enter without a mask, and you'll follow the same rules that you would follow on a typical school day at Lufkin High School. So you may be wondering, how can you prepare for the TSI test? So right now, make sure that you're on the Google Classroom for the class of 2024 ECHS. And then I have the Google Classroom code here. If you haven't joined that, make sure you join it. If you're already in our Google Classroom, go to the following link, bit.ly/TSI Lufkin in all caps. That link will pull up the classwork page that has a TSI folder on our Google Classroom, and you'll be able to see some resources. There are definitely more resources, and I have paper booklets that you can come and get if you want to come by the Lufkin ECHS office. We do have some paper resources we can make some copies of for you. So what happens if you fail the TSI? So students will often ask, what if I fail the TSI writing the first time? Does that mean I can't take dual credit classes? You're actually allowed to take the TSI an unlimited number of times and in order to pass to take dual credit classes. Of course, we're not going to offer it an unlimited number of times, so you need to take each TSI test that you take extremely seriously. If you end up taking the TSI more than one time, make sure you're doing some practice between retakes. We don't want you to just retake it again and again and make the same score. There will also be TSI tutorials available to students who do not pass the TSI the first time. And again, I want to stress, if you don't pass the TSI or any portion of the TSI by January, then you may not be able to take either our Learning Frameworks class or our dual credit public speaking course. If you have any questions, I know this has been a short and fast video, please contact me. My email is here, and then also my phone number is here. You can also reach me on Remind if you participate in our Remind. If you send me a quick remind, I'd also be happy to reply to you that way. And you can come by our office as well. Thank you so much. Have a great day.